Welcome back to another video with Tabletop Life. I'm here in Valencia, in Spain. I'm in a team tournament with some of the Spanish guys, and it's 30-ish teams, roughly, so that's 180, 200 players. This is what the event space looks like. Here we're playing WTC terrain, so the way it works is the teams are 6-man teams, and so we get 6 tables, so our tables are these 3, and then these 3 over here. Each table has different sets of terrain, so this one has like 12 ruins, there's a bunch of big ones, a bunch of small ones, a bunch of containers, then there's less ruins. Each table gets less and less dense, so not only do you have to consider which armies are playing against which, you also get to choose as attacker or defender which table you're going to be playing on, so that influences matchups, right? Like if you're playing against a gun line and it's a horrible matchup for you, but you're playing on the densest table where there's absolutely no shooting lanes, that's a really good table for you to play, right? So you have control on which army you play against and what table, and sometimes you might get a really good matchup on a really bad table or on a really bad mission, so the pairing process is really intricate, really fun. I really enjoy the pairings. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and film some of the pairings. They do take a while both teams think, so instead what I'll do is I'll film summaries of how the pairings went and what the thought process was, and I'll try and catch some thoughts at the end of it, but I'll try and get as much content as possible. This is a team tournament, so I'm not only trying to perform for myself, I'm trying to perform for the team. Yeah, I mean, I'm running my wolves, same list as Bournemouth. I haven't changed anything, still got the eliminators with the open archive teeth ball, I still got the Wolfen. My list is right here. So it's exactly the same list. We know what it does, and let's see what the pairings look like. And I mean, I get really good pairings, I might get really bad pairings, right? Like someone in the team has to shoot the grenade, you have to jump on the worst matchups so the other teams can get more favorable matchups. The rounds are scored on differentials, so every 5 points is 1 point towards you. So you start at 10-10, and if you beat my opponent by 25 points, that's 5 points towards you. So that's a 15-5. And then at the end, you sum up all the scores from all of the players, and you have to beat the opposing team by at least 11 points, and that's how you win the round. So we're going to go ahead and set up the terrain, and we'll get right back into it once we start doing pairings. Alright, so we are into round 1 of the Valencia GT Team Tournament. I got paired into Admech. Unfortunate, we tried to push Custodies into them, but he picked me, surprise. So he's got the infantry list, he's got 2 infiltrator blobs, 2 rush-stalker squads, 2 ranger squads, 2 tanks, 3 chickens, and 4 vanguard units. He's put 3 in outflank to do R&D. Secondaries wise, I've got Oath, R&D, and Strangle. He took Engage, R&D, and Flesh's weakness. Well, not Flesh's weakness. Eradication of Flesh. He's up to 6 command points. I'm on 7. I've got Wolfen and Wolfguard eliminators. Wolfen, Wolfguard, Assault Intercessors, Chapter Master, Eradicators over there. Infiltrators forward deployed. A little bit of bait. Let's see if he takes it. I'm hoping he's going to go charge his infiltrators over. That's what I'm hoping, because then I can activate my Wolfguard, my Wolfen, and the Chapter Master, but we'll see. So the rest of the pairings, we have Custodies into Death Guard. We have Thousand Suns into Drukari, so that's a really good matchup for us. We have Crusher versus Crusher. It looks like our Crusher with the Harridan went second. We have Iron Hands, like Salamanders, into our Drukari, and we have our Imperium Soup against Grey Knights over there. So overall, pretty good pairings. I got the worst one. Let's see if I can pull out some points. I'm expected to lose this matchup by about 15 points. Let's see if I can keep it above that and then gain the team a few extra points. But yeah, we will come back at the end of Admech round 1, and then we'll come back at another round just to see how everyone else did. Alright, so end of Admech turn 1, all he did was shoot the Incursors. He killed 2 of them, and then the Infiltrators advanced and charged and killed my Infiltrators over here. So this is allowing me to charge over here, which is great. And then all I've done is position. They're gonna R&D, we're gonna charge there, and that's all we can do. We're gonna hold 3 objectives, which is gonna give us a Strangle. He holds 2, so he'll get 5 pro army next turn. He's R&D'd over here with these guys. He's got tons of troops over there, so let's see what wolves do turn 1. So end of Space Wolves turn 1, all we did was advance into the middle, dogs getting me oath, and we just mass charged over here, got the wolf in to kill the infiltrators. I killed a couple with shooting just in case. I forgot they shot off rerolls and hits, rerolls in combat, which sucked, but the Wolfen did it on their own because they're a beast. Consolidate into the ruin, really good position over there. Eradicate's holding objective. Scouts pulled off the rod over in here, so I can R&D over here next turn. And he's still got tons of units, infiltrators, rush stalkers, but I'm hoping he's a little bit out of position. We'll see how he recovers from this. Just para que sepas, ahora la habrá saltado a partir de ahora core, que son, los Wolfen no son core, pero dentro de 6 pulgadas avance a saltar. Dentro de 6 pulgadas de él. 8, pero no avanza y a saltar. Solo él y core. El capellán tampoco. But I've got Hunter off, which is great. Turn 1, I love it when that happens. Custodies and Death Guard, I don't know. It looks like they're just carrying away from each other. So let's see what happens at mech turn 2. 1,000 Suns are beating up. I don't know. I have no idea what's happening. Hellions Alive always sucks, but we'll come back at the end of Admech turn 2. Alright, so end of Admech turn 2, he charged and killed the incursors, he shot the dog dead, and he killed the wolfen over there. I need to go score strangle, so this dog's going to fall back onto the objective. I'm going to bring the drop one behind this ruin, shoot these guys down. I'm going to mark him with Morkai Teeth Bolts. I'm going to put the Chapter Master for Oath right there. And he managed to snuck in a squad, which is kind of annoying because I was trying to screen him out, but I didn't measure it properly. I got sloppy with the scouts. I should have tried to deny that because that's engage and rod, but I think I can deny one more turn. And that is it. So let's go into Space Wolves turn 2. So not the strongest of turns, but pretty decent. Dropper came down, Morkai Teeth will mark them, but then I dropped within 12 inches of the infiltrator, so I couldn't reroll anyways. So the Long Fangs failed to kill 2. He passed leadership 1 to 1, so I couldn't kill him. I did get strangle. They're annoying, but there they are. And yeah, we're on to his turn 3. I'm holding the objectives. I killed those guys. Scouts are back in the speeder. He controls 2 objectives, so he got 4 more primary. And on to Admech turn 3. He's on 3 CP. I'm on 7. Secondary wise, he's got 4 on engage, 4 on R&D, 6 on flesh. I've got 6 on oath, 4 on R&D, and 6 on strangle. So we'll come back at the end of his turn. Alright, final de turno 3 para Lobos. Oh, in English. End of turn 3. We charge over there with the wolf guard, kill the rangers. We charge over here, kill the rangers. The wolfen failed to charge. I was trying to screen my characters. They are within 3. I have wraps, so they're kind of safe until he emerges. He desperate breakouts. Scouts had to charge the guys over there because I almost felt I didn't kill him in shooting. I missed with all the meltas on the shotguns. So pretty good spot in terms of scoring strangle every turn. But let's go into Admech turn 4. Alright, so we just finished the game. We had to quickly sum it up because we were running out of time. The final score is 89 to 62. This is the bottom of turn 3, so I wrapped this unit. I killed both rangers, so he was out of OPSEC units. He was going to charge me and do tons of damage while I stayed at 2 wolfen squads, and I could still play the strangle game. The scouts managed to pull off another rod, getting me up to 8. But that was the end of round 1. I believe we won all 6 games in the pairing, so huge round for us. But we're about to have lunch, and then we'll go to round 2. So thanks to my opponent, super nice. His name's Juan, and yeah, on to round 2 of the team tournament. Alright, so we're here in round 2 of the team pairings. I am playing against Dark Angel's Bike Spam. So he's got 3 squads of 3 multi-meltas, single multi-melta speeders. He's got one of the Forge Wall speeders, couple 3-man bike squads, and the primary speeders. He's got Samael over there. He's got a champion somewhere all the way in the back, and a talent master in the back. He's pretty good move the speeder into the middle, which is freaking annoying. That's a good move. But yeah, let's see. Space will have to go first. I took strangle on oath, so that's going to hurt my points. He's taking a secret secondary, so let's go to Space Wolves turn 1 and see what happens. Alright, pathetic turn 1 for the Wolves. We find the eliminators. That's going to be una mortal, no? Sí. More wound from the Morkai Teeth Bolt. Last visuals missed. Eradicator, well, I didn't miss. I hit with everything. He rolled all the inbounds. So that was slightly inconvenient. We pushed up. We scanned over here. We done rod over here. You wasted my troops. I advanced the assault intercessor up just to see if he'll come closer. I kind of trying to bait him here, but who knows? I don't know what he's going to do. If he advances stuff, I'm in trouble because 4 up inbounds are going to be really hard. I still have the drop pod. Let's see how aggressive he gets with the speeders. I'm going to try and kill the speeders without using the drop pod and not exposing myself, and I'm going to come out turn 3. So let's see how aggressive he gets. On onto Raven Wing turn. Alright, so in terms of pairings, we have our Crusher with the Harridan into Grey Knights. He feels pretty comfortable. It was either that or Thousand Suns. The Thousand Suns is slightly dangerous because of the Mortals and the Terminators. With strength 5 plus on the wound, they can actually kill the Harridan, so it's kind of risky. Over here, we have our Imperium list against Jinsun Occult. It's a really crazy Jinsun Occult Imperium list. He's got 3 tank commanders with some infantry. He's got a Grandmaster and 3 Dread Knights, and then he's got Repentia squads as his sisters. So that's why we call it the Imperium Mesh, because he's got all kinds of 3s playing against Jinsun Occult. Over here we have our Drukhari into Custodes. On Stranglehold is risky because who knows? But let's see what the Drukhari can do. Over here we have our Thousand Suns into Orc Buggy list. I mean, they have the firepower, they have the Mortals, they can ignore modifiers, like they ramshackle the Contemptors, pick up buggies, and then over there we have our Custodes into their Thousand Suns. So really interesting pairings. Let's see how they go. End of Dark Angel's turn 1. He killed a dog in shooting combat. He killed a couple of Eradicators in shooting with the Forgeable Speed over here. He's advanced a bunch of units. I mean, I lost Strangle and he got Grind, so I'm down on points already. I kind of have to go hyper aggressive. I'm not entirely sure what I need to do because he's got tons of reserves. So I'm going to try and kill these. I'm going to bring the dropper over here. I'm going to try and pop these speeders in shooting. I'm going to sacrifice the Eradicators and Eliminators. I don't know where I can get a cheeky charge off turn 1 with my Chapter Master, so I'm probably going to have to save him. I could go push him on 0 primary already. I could hit both sides and kill his upsec, but like now we're risking me just like surviving melts. I think that's all it is, and that is incredibly risky. So let's go into Space Wolf's turn 2. Alright, so problems. We fired full Devastators and we killed the speeder. And then we fired the melter shots into here and he rolled 2 5-up-in ones. And then I fired another melter and he rolled the 5-up-in one. He's rolled the 5-up-in ones. Eradicators failed to kill this one. Eliminators failed to do any damage. He has a lot of 5-up-in ones. So I still have my resources. I'm still in a good position. He's still going to struggle. He has to come up to shoot my Devastators. So I'm in a good spot. But let's see what he pulls off. Like, I'm worried, but I'm in a good spot. He has to come out. If he uses his speeders right now and he stays back with attack bikes, I'm in trouble. So I'm hoping he gets aggressive with attack bikes. He had a really good turn. Well, my turn was really bad, so he's pretty excited. I did get strangled with the Assault Intestines, having to CP real advance. So I've wasted tons of CP. But here we are. So let's see what the Dark Angels do in turn 2. Alright, boys. We are in trouble. We're in tons of trouble. So he killed all the Devastators, he killed the Drop Pod, he killed the Eradicators, he killed the Assault Intestines. Insane, really freaking good rolling. Speeder charged, and then he spent 2 CP to leg it. So that's kind of annoying to kill. I'm gonna see how I can kill him. I was gonna use the speeder to go shut off the Overwatch. I might just use it to I'll keep the speeder, I'll shoot him and charge him, and I'll send the scouts there, and I'll spend the speeder over to go shut off Overwatch on his guy. And then I'm gonna try and kill these bikes, kill those bikes, kill this thing, push everything into the middle. Hopefully he doesn't have enough. I might send a Wolfguard unit over to kill some bikes over here as well. I need to knock his primary. Hell, I might just go Wolfguard. And then Chapter Master and Chaplain into the speeders because there's not a lot I can do right now. So let's see what happens on this turn. On to Space Wolves turn 3. Alright, so Wolves did what Wolves do best. So we had a huge explosive turn. We charged bike, multi-melter bike squad, multi-melter bike squad, Talon Master, speeder. We charged absolutely everything. I tried to kill this guy with the scouts. Felt he just rolled 2 5-up-in ones and I couldn't kill him. Pretty explosive turn. I've got multiple units holding multiple objectives. I should be able to swing it pretty hard now. But he still has a speeder back here, 2 here, 3 multi-melter bikes, so like, it ain't pretty. But we're about to see what happens. I've got 2 CP for an interrupter fight on death. So I'm hoping he makes a couple of mistakes. He does not have enough shots, so I should be able to interrupt somewhere. So we're about to see what happens for Dark Angels turn 3. I've lost tons of points on Oath and on R&D because I forgot to bring my infiltrators down. But they are now flanked, so let's go into Raven Guard turn 3. Alright, so end of Dark Angels turn 1, he killed all the Wolf Guard over there and all the Wolfen, and he charged the Incursions just to get more movement away. I'm gonna send these Wolfen to kill these bikes. These Wolf Guard are gonna advance and charge over here to kill Samael. I don't know if I can get the Chapter Master into the champion, He has fight first over there, which is a little annoying. He's a bit of a pain in the butt, so I'm not really sure. Scouts just moved into a speeder. I've got Infiltrators just came in here for the R&D. This dog is gonna kill the speeder, and that's it. Let's see what happens. Alright, we have a pretty cool moment. We have a Cyroof about to kill speeders on 1 wound. I got 3 attacks. I spent a CP for +1 a wound. 3 ataques. A doses, porque asalto. ¿Eh?
Te dijo que me dijo uno.
1, vale. A doses, me ha salido un 6. Explota doble. Fuerza 4, así que a 4 con el +1 herir. 1, -2, me voy a gastar un CP. No, -2, un daño. Salvación a 5. Te has quedado sin 5. Saving on a 5+. 1 wound. Yes! El perrito se come el speeder. No! Vale, he didn't explode. Oh, doggo, hero, MVP. Alright, we'll come back. Alright, so we're going into the end of turn 5. All I did was Chapter Master advanced all the way over with an 18-inch move, charged the speeder, rolled 4 6s to hit. He has to take 12 AP3 3 damage saves, and then the Chaplain's gonna try and kill the speeder over here. That gets me strangle, I've rodded. That's the last quarter to rod, so let's see if I pull it off. He's confident he's gonna save. Kill the thing. Explota? Does the speeder explode? The thunder strike. Oh, it does not explode. Okay, we'll go to the chaplain. We'll come back at the end of the game. Alright, so we just finished the game. The final score was 94-43, so that was a 20-0 in terms of differential. Really fun game. The dog killing the speeder was great, and there's some really funny moments. But it looks like we had a couple 20-0s, myself and then our 1,000 subs player 20-0'd the opponent, and then everyone else tied. So I think that wins us around by a few points. So we're gonna have lunch, and then we'll go into round 3 of the tournament, and we'll come back. If you haven't, make sure you like and subscribe, and yeah, stay tuned for the next round, guys. All right, we are into round 3 of the Valencia GT Team Tournament. I am playing against Chaos Demons, the Battlecore detachment. Here's Battlecore. He looks dope. He looks really, really good. He's got 30 horrors. He's got 2 bloodletter bombs. He's got a couple units. He's got a 9-man flamer, a couple nurglings. He has 230 points of summoning. Secondaries wise, I mean, this I've deployed. I split my army half and half. It's pretty basic deployment. I have no idea what he's going to do. Secondaries, I took Oath, Banners, and Engage. He took Ritual, Engage, and R&D. He's got up to 10 command points. He's got a unit of Bloodletters in Deep Strike and a unit of Furies in Deep Strike. And yeah, other pairings wise, ¿has terminado? ¿Vas a hacer algo? Okay. So, other pairings, we have our Custodians into Necrons, we have our Imperium Sub into Admech, Metallica list, we have our Drukhari into the Custodies, and then we have our Thousand Sons into Terminator spam, and we have our Nids into Drukhari. Look how they've deployed, that's hilarious. So yeah, let's go into this turn and we'll come back into turn 1. So, Space Wolves turn 1 kinda sucked, so he teleported a Bloodletter Bomb, charged in, that really hurt, but I was able to shoot half of the Bloodletter squad dead and then charge the other half. He spent 3 CP to fight on death. They wiped the full Wolfguard unit, there's a guy left. Over there, 2 Wolfen fell to kill the Nurglings, and the Devastators fell to kill the Chariot. I was just trying to remove his engaged units. But now we're about to go into his turn 2 and see what happens. This is going to be a very, very tight game. I'm not entirely sure. Me going second is good in terms of me having the option to 9 points and score tons on primary, but I have no idea what's about to happen. So on to Demons turn 2. Alright, so end of Demons turn 2. Bloodless came down, wiped the scouts, he's created a barrier, Chariot, scoring engage. I'm in a lot of trouble. I need to figure out something quick. Because if not, he's gonna start hitting me. He still has 184 points. I don't know what he can get for 184 points. He already showed me that he can bring in a score of Furies and then teleport them. So I can't stop screening my backfield, which is extremely inconvenient. I'm gonna try and deny him Rod because I'm screening out the backfield pretty well. I just don't know what to do about these Bloodletters because they fight on CP, so it's pretty damn hard. The speeder is going to fall back and get me engaged. I'm trying to see how I can put him on 4 primary on one turn. He's pretty weak on the way he's holding objectives, so I'm thinking of like shooting the Nurglings dead with Eradicators, and then suiciding Wolfen and Wolfguard into here and pushing that flank. But I also could just set infiltrators and kill those Furies and tow that objective, but it's too early to be doing that, I think. I think I need to wait one more turn before I do that. So I'm not entirely sure of what to do here. He has 3 guys over there that are not OPSEC on that objective. I don't think he has any OPSEC. I can't really see over that container. So he's going to score 15 on Rachel. He's going to score probably 12 on Engage, and he's going to score, I'm going to keep it on 4 on Rod. Oath, I should be scoring 15. In Banners, I'm going to score 13, because he's denied me 2 points of Banners, and if he keeps hitting my objectives, I'm going to lose Banners. And Engage, I'm going to run out of resources. So Oath and Ritual will be the same. Banners and Engage will be very similar, and my Engage has to be better than his Rod, and then I have to win on Primary. So I think I can win. I just have to hit his Primary turn 4, and I have to keep him to 4 on Rod. So, for example, these guys have to plant a banner, but these also have to die. So I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to deal with these Furies. I might send the Wolfguard over and then consolidate over to get me to engage. I'm trying to figure this out. So we'll come back at the end of Spacer's turn 2. Alright guys, this is probably one of the most interesting games I've ever played. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm trying to score points. I'm trying to deny points. The Wolf got lucky and survived the Bloodletters fighting on death. Like, they killed 13 and only 4 on death. He could have easily rolled like 8 or 9. I'm like in trouble. I really don't know what to do here. It's pretty damn close. This is a team event, so me scoring a 10-10 in terms of points of advantage is not that bad. But I want to win the game, right? Like I also use this as practice for individual tournaments. So I'm slowly moving his resources. I still have a Wolfland squad and Wolfguard squad behind that wall. I still have the Eradicators. I'm going into Assault Doctrine. It is only turn 3, right? Like, I can do tons of damage, but like I'm out of resources. So I need to figure out what to do here. So we'll come down in at his end of turn 3, see what points he scored, see if I can start denying him Rod. But man, this is ugly. Yeah, we'll just come back. Alright, so we just finished the game. This is the bottom of turn 3. And we walked through what he would do. He can remove my banners. Muchas gracias, tío. Te tengo que dar uno, Mira, un dado lo vete, de Forge World, Cuidado. Maestro de buenos. And we're talking about like he can go, remove my banners, kill my chaplain. There's tons of things. There's 2 more turns to play. All we said is that as long as I've got my Ward Order live, I can jump over into an objective with OPSEC and pick it up. But crazy game. One of the hardest games I've played. This list is absolutely nuts. No, I don't think a lot of people have the damage to chew through this. He just does not care. It's a really good player. Matthew was an amazing opponent, so I had a great time. And on to dinner, and then tomorrow round 4. I'll catch you then. Alright, so we're here at the round 4 of the Valencia GT Team Tournament. I am playing against Black Templars for the first time. It's probably not the best time to be playing an army for the first time at a team tournament round 4 when we're undefeated. So he's got 2 squads of 3 attack bikes, a squad over here, a squad over there. He's got 3 huge blobs of neophytes. He's got tons of buffs. He's already told me he's super tanky, so I'm slightly stressed about how much damage you can put. What I'm going to do is I'm going to stay at range. I'm going to forego a few points. I'm going to do as much ship damage as possible, and then I'm going to go, and then I'm going to try and smack him. So, let's see. Están fuera de 18. Anyways, so in terms of pairings, Wolves versus Black Templars. Over here we have the Custodians mirror matchup. Over there we have the Crusher mirror matchup. Over here we have our Imperial Super against Admech, and then Harleys versus Thousand Sons, and our Drukhari versus their sisters. So we will come back at the end of Templars turn 1. Alright, end of turn 1. So the Black Templars pushed up, he shot, he killed 2 Eradicators. That made him bring the bikes really close. So what I did was I used that to slingshot my Chaplain and my Chapter Master to kill him. I've created a little screen just because he doesn't have a lot of shooting left. I brought down the dropper and I killed the other bike. So I've killed the shooting, he's got 6 Eradicators left I'm going to try and get rid of. He's going to, I don't know which way he's going to go. But I've got obstacle on both sides. If he pops the speed, I can disembark the scouts. So I should have plenty of models over there, because he's got 15. If he doesn't get all of them on, then we'll see. I'm going to try and move block him a little bit. But it's interesting. He's got forest in the way that's going to mess with his charge a little bit, but he can reroll advances and charges. And he had all the buffs up. He triggered the 4-up invuln, so let's see what he does on his turn 2. I've got a good position. I've got Hunter triggered turn 1. I run it over here with the Wolf Guard. So now I've got my 3 rod set up, and then I can bounce my infiltrators. So I'm in a good spot. So let's go back into Black Templar turn 2. Alright, so end of turn 2. He charged the Neophytes into the Eliminators. I used the Heroic Intervention to make him closest because he was trying to pile onto my home objective. I made him closest, so he had to pile in this way, keeping this objective safe. Then I sent all 4 squads to go kill these guys just in case. They only took 1, so it looks like I do have the damage to kill these guys. We're just about to find out if I go for an explosive turn now or if I wait. I think I go now. I just hit him hard. I can kill his Eradicators with my Devastators. They're behind that ruin. They're just gonna pop out, shoot him, maybe kill enough, see if I can bait out Transceiver and start using a CP. He's gonna make me fight last with a unit, but I'm gonna charge with 3. So I'm hoping it's enough to do tons of damage. I'm in a very good spot. I should be winning the game, but I don't like, if this is a points differential, I need to score a lot of points. So I'm gonna go ham this turn and see if I can just block in his primary. Yeah, we'll come back at the end of Black Templar's turn 3. Okay, so we're in the middle of Space Wolf's turn 3. All I did was just send everything in. We tried to kill the Eradicators. It didn't work, so we tagged them. I shot a couple Meltas into Hellbreak. I didn't kill him. Obviously, I was going to kill him, but I was hoping to kill the Eradicators, but now we're just in the combat. We'll come back at the end of Space Wolf's turn 3. So big explosive push from the Wolves. We charged everything in. We killed the Neophyte squad, and we killed the Judicia that was in the center with the fight last. We blocked off the objective completely. I've got my OPSEC on there. He's got 1 big squad left, 3 Eradicators, and then the characters. I have the Incursors that have gone back into Deep Strike because I need to go roll that quadrant. And I've got Dog over there. Devastators came out, tried to kill the Eradicators, but it whiffed. So I think that locks it in. I'm trying to get a 20-0 here. I'm not sure if I've denied him enough points. I guess we'll see. I'm hoping he'll never score Strangle again. But, I mean, damn. Let's come back at the end of Black Templar's turn 4. We just finished the end of bottom of turn 4. We talked about turn 5 because it was very clear. I fell back with the Wolf Guard. I touched the objective. It got me Strangle. It removed this banner, removed a couple points. So the final score was 97-52. Me having the Rights of War was huge in this matchup. That was super, super helpful. And having the screens, being able to move block with the scouts, being able to just like be a pain in the ass and not engage his list because he wants me to charge him. And the longer I can wait before I charge and take out the elements of his list, the shooty stuff, then he has to charge into Wolfen, and now I'm trading really well. So really, really fun matchup. I think it's my favorite just because of Wolfen, unless he brings more shooting. But if he's pure combat, the Wolfen are a huge help. The baby transhuman is a pain because my +1 wound gets wasted. I did use it on the claws once, which made some difference. But I need 2 or 3 units to kill one of his in combat, so I need to be very careful on how I engage him. So very, very fun. I think we've won the round. I'm not entirely sure. We'll check the scores and we'll come back at round 5, the final round of the Valencia Team Tournament. We are into round 5 of the Valencia GT Team Tournament. We're playing for the final. We're playing against the other team that is made out of the WTC team's players, so we've got half of them and that's the other half. So it's the Spanish national team playing against each other. I'm playing against Admech, not a great pairing, and they put me on a really open board table, so I no longer get to enjoy the really dense terrain of WTC because I got put on a bad table. He had the pick and I was forced into him on the pairing, so he's got 3 blobs of Rangers, 3 blobs of Rush Stalkers, 3 squads of Last Chickens, a tank, a couple characters, and a couple of Vanguards. I've deployed like a coward. I'm going to try and play this for a draw. He has the matchup favor and he has the table favor. The mission is good for me for Strangle. We both took Strangle, so he took Strangle, no prisoners, and raised the banners. And then I took Stranglehold, Rod, and Oath. So I went second, which is huge for Oath. That's going to give me tons of points. I've got the dogs that I can send in. I'm going to sacrifice a chaplain. I've got everything here is going to die to get the Oath. That stuff over there is going to go down the objective, and I'm just going to hold those three. I'm just going to send one unit into the middle. I don't care, like Stranglehold, it's going to be awkward. I need to figure out how to get OBSEC into the middle. I didn't deploy OBSEC very well. I've got it over here. So that Chapter Master is going to have to expose himself a little bit. I might have to trade 2 units at a time. I'm going to try and shoot the crap out of those Rustalkers first. I'll bring the drop pod. I've got the Eliminators and the Eradicators. Come down, mass fire, try and take that unit out. He's going to send that green unit over the top to go take the Incursors. And yeah, looks like he's trying to go for a charge over here. Alan, ya está aquí con el menos 2, ¿no? Okay. So he's advanced over here already to go kill these guys. That cost him a point of banners, which is great. These guys are now a little bit out of the way. Let's see. I mean, damn, make him spend some CP, right? Like, I'm not entirely sure what I can do here. It's a really bad matchup. I'm just gonna try and play for a draw. As long as I get as long as I don't lose by more than 15 points, it's a loss. It's a 9-11. The way it works is every 5 points is a point differential. In favor, it starts at 10-10. And then every 5 points knocks you up to 9-11, 8-12, and so on. Other pairings, we have Thousand Suns against our Custodes. We have Grey Knights against our Imperium over here. And then we have our Thousand Suns into their Drukhari. And we have Crusher versus Crusher again. And we have our Drukhari into their Custodes. The Custodes is a weird list. It's mass infantry, no bikes. So I think the Drukhari has the extra movement to outplay them. But super interesting. And we'll come back in the end of turn 1. So end of turn 1, Admec just killed the infiltrators over there and killed a couple of Incursors. Very passive turn. I killed the guys in the center. I used 3 CP to shoot the scouts and not fail the action, as well as ignore modifiers. And they rolled a 6 on the retrieve nunchuck data, so they failed it over there, which is very unfortunate because I'm out of units that can go into the squadrons. So now it's going to be a 4-point secondary. The speeder killed a couple of Rustalkers. Both Meltas failed. Not a very impressive turn 1. But yeah, we're still in the game, so let's keep going and see what happens. So end of Space Wolf's turn 2. I was thinking of playing slowly and just feeding units and just scrapping, but it gives him the efficiency to just kill me, and he can make a flip turn if he pushed me. So what I did is just everything came out. All the Wolfen advance, Wolfguard advance, everyone came out. We killed 2 Ranger blobs, well, 3 alive because I didn't kill him in combat. But I put the pressure on him. In terms of secondary, he's gonna max out Strangle. Banners, I've been able to deny him a lot, and no prisoners, he's gonna get 12. So there's nothing I can do to stop it, and primary is gonna do really well. So I need to try and force mistakes and force the dice. If I want to win, I should be trying to scrape for points, but I'm risking it. So, I mean, he still has 3 intact Rustalker squads, so 2 over here, and then the 3rd one over there. I've killed a couple over here, but damn. Let's find out what he can do, and we'll come back at the end of Admec turn 3. So I just got back home to Madrid. I am packing and ready to go back to Atlanta tomorrow. And I just wanted to quickly recap the weekend in Valencia for the GT tournament. I'm sorry the last game and the final against Admec, I didn't film too much. We were tight on time and we were trying to get through the rounds. We were only able to get to round 3 just because there were so many complex things going on. It was a really good game. It was just so much stuff going on. We weren't able to film all of it. We ended up finishing, I lost 11-9. So the final score was like 57-45 or something like that. So he beat me about 7 points. He beat me 52-45, sorry. And I just want to talk about the team tournament, my experiences and what it was like. It was a pretty fun tournament. We actually got a little trophy here for the winning the team event. I had a great time, guys. Like, team tournaments are definitely the way to play 40k, because if you look at the games and the armies I played against Admec round 1, then I played against Dark Angels, then Demons. Shout out to Marty. Increíble oponente. Like, the guy was really fun. I want to say like a little note to the guys later, but he was an amazing guy. We had a fun, really fun game. Then I played Black Templars round 4 and then Admec again. I didn't have to play against Custodes that were on every single team because my teammates had they had better pairings into Custodes. and we were able to dodge Custodes for me. And Tau didn't make it into this event, I must say, so that would have affected the pairings quite a bit. But regardless, like, I didn't have to play against horrible armies unless I, like, Admec is a pretty rough matchup for me. And I just had to eat the grenade in the last round because that got the rest of our teams really good pairings. I was the first one out to take the Admec, and that influenced the rest of the pairings. But it means that you don't have to eat Custodes and Tau and Admec over and over and over and over again every round if you're winning rounds. So for me, it was one of the most enjoyable tournaments I've ever been to. I love the team format. The pairings are very, very fun. If you ever get a chance to do them, or just with your friends, like, practice. It's a great way to analyze lists on a surface level, looking at missions and different tables. So the way it works is at WTC you have 8 tables for each mission, and each table has a different density of terrain. So you have a very, very dense table and a very light table, and then everything in between. And the layout is different on every table. So, and that changes, the layout changes for every mission. So what that means is not only do you have to analyze the opponent's list for the mission, you also have to decide if it's a good pairing or a bad pairing depending on the table. So like if I play against Tau, which is a pure gun line, if I play on a very dense board, I could be able to play them. At an individual tournament where the terrain is set and it's pretty light, it's a really, really rough matchup for me. But I could possibly play against Tau on WTC terrain. I'm definitely going to explore it and see it, but that's something I could only explore in a team tournament. And then, oh yeah, so you have the different tables, you have the different missions. So the way you do the pairings is you have to look at your team's list and the opponent's list and see which pairings you want to try and get. And then where it works is you put out a defender, they put out a defender, and then you submit 2 attackers for their defender to accept, and likewise for your defender. And then the list that didn't get picked goes back to the hand, and then you do it again, and then whichever armies didn't get used, they get paired. So there's a lot of strategy behind it, and it dictates how the round is going to come out. You also have to provide your captain how you expect your differential to look like against every other army. So like against other Marines, I expect to win by at least 20 points against almost all Marine players. So that would mean that I expect to win a 14-6, because every 5 points is a 1 point differential. So 14-6 is what I expect to get against them. Tau, I expect to lose at least by 10 points, maybe 15. So that would be like a 7-13. 7 points for me, 13 for the opponent. So you need to be able to accurately predict what you expect your differential to be like, and you can tell your captains like, hey, if you get me on a dense board, I can win the round a 12-8. If you get me on a light board, I'm gonna lose a 5-15. Right? So like there's lots of intricacies, and I loved it. Shout out to the Spanish community. They were all incredible. Tons of people came to say hi. It's really fun when people come to say hi and we just chat, especially like Wolves players. Like, we had a great time. There was a Wolves player there that made it all the way to the semi-final of the Best Painted, because his army was beautiful. And I mean, shout out to my team. I had a great time with them. They were all super, super nice. We had a great weekend. We went out to dinner and drinks afterwards, all crashing together in Airbnb. It's a lot of fun to go to a team event, because not only are you hanging out with your friends and your team, it's the whole experience. And honestly, guys, like, we need to figure out how to make team tournaments happen more in the US. Like, we have ATC in July and the Las Vegas team tournament in September, but if we can figure out how to do more team tournaments, like, it felt healthy for the meta. You have the broken armies. We were running our team captain Frankie. He was running the Harden Crusher Stampede list, and it's a very disgusting list. And in an individual tournament, that list might lose in round 4 or 5 against a Tau player who brought 60 ion cannons or whatever. But like in a team tournament, if you can force that list into very favorable matchups, he was crushing his opponents. We had a Drukhari player that was just outplaying all his opponents. We had a player, Jorge, with his Imperium soup list, and just people didn't know what it would do. And in a team event, having a wild card list where the opponents be like, it looks like a bad list, I can win, and they assume that pairing is a win for them, and you flip it to a loss, that wins you rounds sometimes. Similarly with me, with my wolves, people always underestimate the wolves, and then you can just flip games and score points that you're not supposed to, and that can really throw off the pairings. So yeah, guys, we gotta figure out how to make team tournaments happen. I had such a good time. And in terms of the lists were great. Like, I'm not gonna change anything on the list. I'm gonna keep playing this list until I truly accept that it's not gonna work against Tau. I have an individual event coming up mid-March I'm gonna try and go with Arn he's a good friend of mine. We're trying to go together. It's the Warhammer GT. I don't remember exactly where in the UK. But I'll probably get my butt whooped there by Tau. I'm not going to change the list. I'm just going to take my list. I should be doing another adapting to the meta and trying to figure out a brand new list, try and play Tau. I don't see it. So we'll see. Maybe I come up with something. But I've got another team tournament coming up in March in the north of Spain. And then another one in June in Galicia. So lots of team tournaments coming up. Please let me know what you thought of the content. I didn't get a lot of the pairings, but I did try and cover all the pairings once we started playing the rounds. I didn't film the pairing process because you take a few minutes to look and think through and how it's going to affect the future pairings as you go step by step. So they take too long to film. But let me know if you want me to film more in detail which pairings happen, which defenders we put out, which attackers they give us, which ones we accept. And again, please just let me know what you thought of the video in the comments, and make sure you like and subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching, guys.